Hi, in this video we're going to load a Google spreadsheet in Python. More specifically, we're going to get the data and print them out here on the terminal. And we're going to do that using pandas. But in this video, we're going to work on a public Google Sheet, which means the sheet can be accessed by anyone who has a link of the spreadsheet. Then in the next videos, we're going to go even further and do the same but with private spreadsheets, which are invite only. So the owner of the sheet has to give access to someone using an email address to the person who is invited. And then we can update spreadsheets, delete, add data, and so on. So for this lecture, we're going to keep it simple and work on a public sheet. So let's install pandas. If you're forking this REPL, pandas is probably installed for you, so you don't need to do that. So this is more about letting you know that we need the pandas library to do this. And more specifically, we need the pandas.read CSV method, which expects usually a CSV file, local file. But you can also give to this a URL pointing to a CSV file. So here I have a spreadsheet on my Google account, so you should have yours. If you don't, you have a link to this public spreadsheet in the lecture resources, and I'm going to use that link now here in the read CSV method. To get the public link to a spreadsheet, you should go to your spreadsheet and go to share, and then down here, by default, this could be restricted only to people added. But if you want to give access to anyone, you want to click here, change to anyone with a link. And then make sure this is selected, anyone with the link, and then copy link, done. And then go to Python, create some quotes to make a string, or even better, just create a variable URL is equal to a string. So that is a long string, but it's not complete. We have to change something from there. So the URL will go here, but let's change something from this URL. So we have the main part of the URL, we have /d, and then we have the ID of the sheet. Now we remove that last part, we leave the slash, and then we write gviz /tq question mark tqx equal to alt csv and sheet equal to 2013, and data is equal to pandas.read CSV URL print data, and let's see what we get. Yeah, these are the data. So what I just did is I loaded the first sheet, 2013. So with this method, you can only load individual sheets, but of course, you can load any sheet that you want. Let's say this was your URL for sheet 1, and then you create another URL for sheet 2 equal to that. So it's the same string, but guess what? Well, the last part here, it's not 2013, but it's the name of the next sheet, 2014, that you see down here. So this one has some other data. You see the year changes of these data, and so on. So that means we would have different data frames. Data 1 for URL sheet 1, data 2 for URL sheet 2, and so on. And then print them out respectively. So let me explain you what these data are. You see these columns. So we have year, month, day, hour, and these other ones are some empty columns. So they go up to column 25. If you wanted to fix that, you would have to go to the spreadsheet and delete all these columns, the empty ones. So select them up to Z, and then right click and go to delete columns G to Z. I'll do that for the other sheet as well. Delete, run again, and this time we have some more clear data. So that is the most recent output. That one here for 2013, and this for 2014. And that's the complete script. So that was how to load data from a public spreadsheet. Now, with pandas, it's not possible to change a spreadsheet. To be able to edit spreadsheets, you need to use the Google Sheet API. And we're going to do that in the next video. So I'll see you there.